What if I told you that some of your most private, kind of weird habits are actually the very signs of a highly intelligent mind? We're going to dive into 5 of them, and trust me, you might just see yourself in a whole new light. You know those little quirks you have, the things you do that you kind of keep to yourself, thinking they're just odd? Maybe you overthink conversations like crazy, or you just can't stand small talk. Well, what if those aren't things to be hidden at all?
Get this, psychology has a totally different take. It suggests these aren't flaws in your personality, they're features. In fact, they're the signature functions of a brain that processes the world on a much deeper, more complex level than most.
So here's the thing. These habits aren't random at all. They serve a hidden, advanced cognitive purpose. Let's start by looking at how this all plays out in the social world.
Okay, first up, habits of social cognition. This is all about how a high IQ brain processes social interactions in a way that is just fundamentally different from the norm. So here's the first one, and you'll know if this is you. You don't just replay past conversations in your head. You actively script out future ones, imagining every possible twist and turn. I mean, really think about it. Are you a mental scriptwriter? Are you planning your responses and anticipating what everyone else is going to say for a meeting that's still like a week away? Look, this is not just overthinking. Psychologists call it preemptive social modeling. Your brain is basically a supercomputer running all these complex simulations to find the best possible outcome. While everyone else is just reacting in the moment, you're playing chess, already 3 moves ahead. So here's the trick. Use this superpower for high-stakes stuff, like a big negotiation, but learn to switch it off for casual chats to avoid total burnout. All right, on to our next habit. This one isn't about being shy or anxious. It's that feeling of being completely, utterly drained by superficial chit-chat. Right? Does talking about the weather or what you did last weekend just feel like a total chore? Kind of like your brain is running on empty because it's not getting any real substance to chew on? This is a classic sign of what's called intellectual hunger. Your brain doesn't just want communication. It needs deep, substantive communication. Small talk offers 0 cognitive nutrition, which leaves your mind feeling totally starved. That uncomfortable feeling isn't a social flaw. It's your intellect screaming for more meaningful fuel. So do yourself a favor, seek out conversations that actually feed your mind. Okay, let's switch gears from the social world to your own inner world. This next set of habits shows the really unique ways your mind finds its drive and gets into that deep state of concentration.
Now, this one might sound completely backwards. I mean, most people are looking for silence to focus, but for you, it might be the exact opposite.
Think about it. When you really need to get work done, does a dead quiet library actually feel kinda overwhelming, while the buzz of a cafe somehow helps you lock in?
So, there's a name for this. It's called cognitive scaffolding. Your brain is super clever. It uses that ambient noise as a kind of framework, a structure to build your focus on. It helps filter out the real distractions and organize your thoughts. That coffee shop buzz isn't chaos. It's the raw material your mind is using to build a fortress of concentration. So a little tip here is to experiment. Find the ambient sound that works for you, whether that's a specific playlist or just a white noise app.
Oh man, this next one can be so frustrating, both for you and for the people around you. You're like 90% of the way there, the finish line is right there, and poof, you suddenly lose all motivation.
So here's why that happens. It's called cognitive novelty seeking. Your brain is basically addicted to the thrill of solving the puzzle, not the boring, tedious work of finishing it. Once you've figured out the how and you've cracked the code, the actual doing part feels kind of pointless. For all you high achievers listening, the key is to recognize this. Either partner up with someone who loves the execution part or build systems that make that final 10% as easy and frictionless as possible.
And this right here really highlights a huge difference in what motivates people. While a lot of people are driven by that feeling of completion, of just checking the box, the brilliant mind is way more energized by the hunt for the next big challenge. The real thrill is in solving the new puzzle, not always in seeing the old one through to the very, very end.
Okay, finally, let's talk about how a highly intelligent brain stays sharp. These are the unconscious maintenance routines, the little daily workouts you might not even realize you're doing. And here we are, our 5th and final habit. This is something you might just do when you're bored, playing these little games with your own memory.
Have you ever just found yourself lying in bed trying to name all 50 states, or maybe listing every actor from a specific movie just because?
Well, that isn't just idle daydreaming, it's active working memory optimization. You're basically treating recall like a mental workout. And if you want to make this even more effective, be deliberate about it Instead of random facts, try to actively recall key information you learned that day. It's a seriously powerful way to solidify new knowledge and keep your mind razor sharp.
So let's just bring it all home. These habits, the conversation rehearsals, the need for noise, the abandoned projects, they are not signs that something is wrong with you. They are features.
Honestly, if you saw yourself in any of this today, it's a huge sign that your brain is operating on a different level. It's working with more complex patterns and deeper functions than you've probably ever given yourself credit for.
So I'm going to leave you with this thought. Understanding that you're different is one thing, but understanding why, well, that's a complete game changer. So the real question is, now that you know, how are you going to lean into these strengths and use your unique mind to your advantage?